Yeah, you get into your 30s, everything starts to hurt more. I mean, that's it at the end of the day, right? It's a choice to be out here. Kind of in the way, man. Why did we do that? It's also a choice to not exercise at all, not take care of yourself, ignore your body. Well, good morning. Welcome back. Good to see you again. Got a big pull day ahead of us today. We're going to be starting out with some lever arm shrugs, doing some rowing, some curling, all that good stuff today. And it's going to be a fantastic workout. And I have this feeling that we're going to enjoy this workout. It's going to be good to us, but that it's also going to push us. It's going to be tough. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the challenge that this workout can present to us if we allow it to. Ultimately, we're in control of these workouts on our own, right? We're in control of how intense these things are, of how hard we're pushing, pulling, how hard we are working to lift that weight, to keep that form strict, to get the range of motion we're desiring. Had a nice relaxing weekend here, went camping with my buddies, and really got to get out, disconnect, be one with nature, all that good stuff. It was a fantastic time, great time to recharge, and it was something that I truly needed, but couldn't really realize or actualize until I was there. That's how busy and stressed out I was with everything going on at work and the day-to-day life. The 2 days away were fantastic to me. Feel good, feel recharged, came back home feeling ready to go again. And those simple small breaks can make such a difference, both in and out of the gym. Taking a day or two off can really make all the difference we need sometimes. But as you can see from today's workout, we're not taking a rest day today. No, sir. We're starting out strong, like I said, with those lever arm deficit rows. Really enjoyed those last time. Definitely a different movement. I think they were good to us, though. They really allowed us to push a little bit more than we perhaps could with the barbell. Not necessarily more, but just in a different way. Move through that point of movement and use those arms to really give our lower back and our lats the workout that they need to pull that weight towards us, especially getting deep into that stretch with that deficit there. I'm also looking forward to those Moto cable rows again. If you remember, that's the row where we're basically going to be taking our chest all the way down to the platform here, to the ground, and getting as low as possible and pulling that in. Essentially like we're pulling overhead with some single arm pull downs. That's essentially what the movement's going to be, but we're just going to be doing it flat on the ground here. I've always enjoyed doing single arm pull downs. They're just a nice, unique, sounds like they're just this foreign concept, but they're really not. It's a very simple substitution. But switching out to a single arm pull down movement, I don't see a lot of people doing them. I think perhaps even not enough of them are doing them. It's a good way, again, to kind of balance out those muscles and make sure that we're working each side of our body equally and taking each of them to their failure point and not letting the failure point be that group of muscles on both sides of our body, which means we may be limiting one side over the other and not giving it all the work it deserves. So that's today's workout. Let's get after it. Let's get set up for these deficit rows, get warmed up, and start pulling some big weights. I'll see you over there. Feeling good. We're feeling good. It's funny, I think people tell you, hey, as you get older, you get into your 30s, everything starts to hurt more. Well, I just went camping for 2 evenings, sleeping on the ground, literally sleeping in a sleeping bag on an air pad to keep us insulated from the ground, but certainly not providing the pinnacle of comfort. But I don't know, I think if you take care of yourself, you can mitigate a lot of that stuff. We're not going to bounce back like we're still spring chickens, 18 years old, 16 years old, able to do just about anything without consequence. But I think if we exercise regularly, get in our mobility exercises, keep some kind of routine around that, and ensure that we're doing our cardio regularly. I think we stand a pretty good chance to stay fit, to be proactive in our injury prevention, and to fare better than most of our peers who, for lack of a better word, just are refusing to take care of themselves for whatever reason and not putting effort towards their physical and mental health. I mean, that's it at the end of the day, right? It's a choice to be out here. It's also a choice to not exercise at all, not take care of yourself, ignore your body. Set 2, come on. Alrighty, last set here. We're going to be throwing in some integrated partials at the end, really getting everything out. And we added 20 total pounds as well. So let's see how these treat us. Come on. Yes, they treated us well. Oh. Now we just switched from a wide grip setup into a more narrow grip. Why did we do that? Well, a wide grip is traditionally accepted as going to be building a wider back here, right? So your lats are going to come out further, whereas that narrow grip is going to be focusing more on back thickness. Now, obviously, from a bodybuilding perspective, we want both of those. Most people are going to go for the wider back first, though, and there's really no right or wrong with doing either one. Both of them are going to give you both width and thickness, but obviously one over the other is going to give you more or less of that width or thickness activation. When we've got our arms wide, those lat muscles are in a different angle of movement as compared to when we have our narrow grip here. Those lat muscles are going to be coming in, kind of in plane with their muscle fibers. That's what some of the research would tell you. And with this narrow grip, we're going to have a little bit more weight we can pull. We're going to be activating more of the upper back than we would necessarily with the wide grip pull downs. So each of them has their trade-offs. Each of them has their benefits. I switched here because after this, we've got those Moto cable rows, and that is going to be able to give us that lat dominant width building exercise as we angle our body just slightly with the movement, as opposed to using it as a true single arm pull down straight up and down. There are times when I'll do my single arm pull down straight up and down like this, similar to a narrow grip pull down, where we're going to be going for that thickness. And there are other times when I'll be taking my arms, instead of out in front of me and pulling it in, I'll be taking them out to my side and pulling it in this way as well. So that Moto grip is going to be somewhat of a hybrid between two of those. We're not going to be straight out to the side like this, pulling our elbows in to our waist. We're also not going to be completely facing the cable and just pulling our elbow to our hip. From the front here, we're going to be a little bit of both. Slight angle here, about a 45-degree angle for both of them, but it's going to allow us to target both that width and that thickness at the same time. Maybe we're splitting the difference. Maybe we should be leaning more towards one or the other. But you know what? As I've said before, we'll use science to take us as far as we can, but we're not going to get paralysis analysis. We'll just roll with it. Maybe we'll only do those Moto cable rolls for another week or two. Maybe we'll switch it over at that point to a true single arm pull in, where we're going for that width. Who knows? We're not professional bodybuilders, folks. Let's not take this too seriously. Let's not get too caught up in it. Let's just still continue to enjoy this and have fun. All right, we're staying in the bottom half of movement here. Just keeping those maybe right about here instead of bringing it all the way up. Keeping it under tension, and then bringing it all the way down and back up to about that halfway point. We're gonna keep it in that bottom half range of movement, keep that tension on the whole time. When we're all the way at the bottom, we don't want to be completely letting go so that the tension comes off the biceps, but we want to be right all the way at the bottom and not bouncing out of it either. We really want to be controlling these reps. So take that weight as light as you need to. Last set here. We've only got 80 on this bar. We're not using a ton of weight. We're keeping that form strict and controlled. Really squeezing when we're coming up here. Squeezing that bicep, getting everything out of this we can. That's it. That's everything. Kind of in the way, man.
Kind of in the way. Can I have you move over? Could you move over for me? Could you move over here? Could you come over here? Please, please, please. Oh, it's a big stretch. Just a big stretch for you. Huh? Is that it? Huh? Okay.
Alrighty, y'all. This is where we're finishing up for today. I've got 2 more sets of these reverse flies and these shrugs, and then we're getting out of here. I hope you have an excellent day ahead of you. Today's gonna be good. Like I said, this was a really good workout. I really enjoyed it. It was smooth, no drama, no issues. Maybe nothing special to write home about, but it was a darn good workout. And our back is definitely fried. Our lats are, I can even feel the stretch right now, just the fatigue in this lat over here. Wow. Wow. Take the time you need, people. Take the time to figure out what it is you want to do. Make sure you do it well, though. Make sure you put everything you got towards it every day. We cannot give 100% every day, and you also can't give 110% every day. Certainly not for very long, because if you're cutting out 10% and adding it to your day-to-day, that's going to have to come out of something later. So think about that. Think about where that extra 10% is going to fall off, because I would wager that it's not going to be a convenient time when you've got to cut that 10% from what you're able to give on whatever day it falls on. Give what you can, but give your body what it needs too. Give yourself what you need. Find that time to take a break, to take a rest. I'm guilty of it. My wife will tell you, I struggle to take time for myself to rest and recharge. My therapist reminds me of the same thing every time I meet with her. It's very important that we're taking time to be off for a moment, to recharge and to relax, even if it's only for 10, 20, 30 minutes. We got to get out of it what we can, and we also can't let that small amount of time be a deterrent for us to not do it. We can't stop ourselves just because it's only going to be 10 minutes, only going to be 30 minutes. That's something, right? That's something. And so just like our workouts, even if we can only get out here for 20 or 30 minutes, that's still going to be a darn good workout. It really can be. All right, y'all. I'll see you next time. Thanks again for being here. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next time.